Hello, my name is Olga, and today I would like to present you my very budget-friendly storage system for my cross-stitch threads. I'm not gonna be presenting it in a very fancy way because, as I said, it is very economy, it is very cheap to maintain and organize, but maybe you will find an inspiration to do something similar for what I have done. So, as you can see here is my very basic IKEA setup, IKEA drawer. I believe it's called Alex. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have the same at home. It can be smaller, a bit narrow, and they also have the wider ones. But I have that smaller version with wheels. So, and in one of the drawers of it, I keep all my collection of the threads that I'm using for my projects. I have to say that I don't have a whole collection of DMC threads. I don't use loose threads that often. I pretty much most often buy kits. So with kits, it comes with the threads, so I don't really need to buy more. But I still have some threads in my possession. So if you also, as me, don't have that much threads, I'm pretty sure you will be interested to know how do I keep them in storage. So I keep everything in this bigger drawer. There in this Alex drawer there have two narrow ones on the top and there are three big ones at the bottom. So I'm using the middle drawer, and if you open it you can see everything right in front of your eyes. I am using also IKEA box, which I believe is called from the Scub family. I believe it is Scub. So it fits very nicely inside of one of the drawers. It is exactly filling almost exactly the whole drawer. There is a bit of space left in the back, but everything else is here. And inside of it, I have the threads organized in a special manner with a special dividers, and I will put my camera above so I can show you a bit closer, and I will be back to you in a moment. So here I am again. Hello. And I'm ready to show a bit more detailed close-up of the actual box with storage. So first of all, since I didn't want to get a very big, as I mentioned before, I don't have that much loose threads to use, so I didn't want to get a huge storage, and I was trying to use what I have at home, which is, this was my set of drawers and the boxes we were having already, because I keep a lot of things in those boxes at home. And I was thinking, how can I use what I have at home to organize my threads. Now, I know a lot of people keeping the threads on the bobbins in a very nicely organized way. You have to pull the thread on the bobbin and keep them separately, but I really don't like using bobbins because I think that if you keep the thread on them for a very long time, they get creases and it doesn't look nice. Probably it will not affect the stitching, but I just don't want to be dealing with all the pulling the thread on the bobbin and everything regardless. So I was thinking of using some kind of bags to store them. And in the beginning, I was using this kind of system. I had a big hoop which opens up, and I can attach small bags with ziplock here on top to store it. But then I realized that keeping them like this, if you have a lot of bags on one hoop, it creates a mess and it's very hard to pull it somewhere, and it's just not very organized and doesn't look very neat. So I give up on the idea of those hoops, which I'll probably still use for some reason, for something later on. But I like the idea of using those little plastic bags, because when you keep the thread in it, it just looks nice. I will show you how it looks. It's very simple. You probably can see it already. You just put the thread. I put the label in the bottom to know which thread number is it. You can put easily 2 or even 3 pieces of moulinet here, and it's just gonna be keeping them like this. You see it clearly. It's hard to take out. If you have a little piece of thread left, you can put it again to the box, to the bag for later usage. So I think this method for now fits me very well. So, and also it doesn't get dusty because it gets locked, almost sealed on top. So you can open it, close it, whatever you want. So I switched to those. I stayed with the bags. I like the idea of the bags from this initial setup with the hoop. But I wanted them to be organized in some kind of box where I can just look through them like this, like a catalog cards. I can look through them and I can see which colors I have and so on. But the problem was that those boxes, this box which I'm using, are a bit taller than those bags I had, and I couldn't find the bags small enough. I will put the link to the bags that I'm used from AliExpress. They're very simple, and I think you can find them pretty much anywhere, but I just like them. They're a bit sturdier than a usual Ziploc bag, so I like it. I think it's used for packaging of small items or something like this. So at the end, I decided that I'm just gonna be keeping the same bags, but I will cut this top part where you can use for the hoop, and I will just put them like this. I'll put this hoop away, and I will just be using them as is, so they fit nicely, and I can close my box very easily without problems. It doesn't get in the way of closing the box, of closing the drawer, sorry. So here's where the idea with box is coming from. And I first, of course, I tried to put the bags as is in the box, but it was again creating a mess because they would fall down, they would fall on each other, and so I was looking for some way to divide them in a rows, so it's easier for me to use them as a catalog cards to go through. And again, on AliExpress, I found those drawer dividers, which I think you can use in other places. You can just use them at the kitchen with utensil dividers, or in your drawer with the socks, or somewhere else where you need some division inside of a drawer. They look like this, and you can easily cut them to the size you want. So, and also you can crisscross those two together, so they will make a cross. So divide the box in 4 parts, for example. But I only needed them to be dividing the box alongside, so I just cut them to the length of it, like somewhere here I cut it, and I just inserted them here, so they stick very nicely. They are holding by the bags around themselves, so they don't fall on each other. It is very compact and sturdy, and I like it very much. So I had it set it up this way, and I really was happy with it. And then I decided to add just a little bit of touch for me to for easier usage of it, because when I put the thread and I put the label most often falls on the bottom of the bag, and I don't really see it. And when I'm going through top of it, I don't really see what number is it. So to make my life a bit easier, I've ordered those stickers, again, AliExpress. They come with a color that loosely matches the color of the thread and the number, DMC number. It comes in a packages like this. Again, I will put the link to everything I found on AliExpress somewhere in the description, so it will be easier for you to use. So you just peel the sticker and attach it to the appropriate bag in your collection. And this way, when I need to find something, I have them all set up by numbers, of course, starting from the lowest to the highest. So if I'm going through and I'm looking for, let's say, number 828, I can see 823, 824, 825, 826, 827. Here I have it. So it's very easy for me to find a very specific thread. And pretty much that was my setup for now. I'm very happy with it. I'm not planning to change it anytime soon. The only thing I will be thinking about, I will need to create a smaller setup, like a smaller box or something, to find a smaller box to fit those one row of bags, because if I'm working on a specific project, I don't want to go through all of them at once. I want to keep a small selection of the bags somewhere separately for work. But for now, I am very happy with my setup. If you have further questions on that, I will be happy to answer to you in the comments, but I don't think this needs any further explanation. It's pretty self-explanatory. So it's just a set of a drawer, a box, dividers, bags, and a little stickers to mark each specific color. So this is the end of my video. I hope you found it inspiring and helpful. If you are planning to organize it in a similar way, or if this video was very helpful to you, please let me know in the comments down below. And I will see you again soon. Goodbye.